Isn't this amazing? Isn't this amazing? Wow! I am so excited to introduce you to myself first. I am Malia Shahid, the Conservative candidate of Town of Whitby, my great riding. I want to take this moment and take my mask off first. Sorry. I want to take this moment and actually thank Larry Harding for hosting us tonight. Thank you, Larry. I'm delighted to be joined here by so many of my incredible members, my team. MP Dr. Colin Carey from Oshawa. My brother, my friend, Arshad Dhawan from Ajax. My dear friend, Phil Lawrence from Northumberland, Peterborough South, and his family. My friends, we have a job to do. My team and I have knocked on over 35,000 doors. And we've been taking Canada's Great Recovery Plan's message at every door and talking to everybody. The response has been absolutely amazing. Nothing brings me more joy and honor tonight and tell you about my friend, Erin, our leader and a clear choice for Canada. Born in Montreal and grew up just a few kilometers from Whitby in Bowmanville, Ontario. He joined the Canadian Armed Forces at 17 and completed basic training in BC. He served the Canadian Air Force, where he flew on Sea King helicopters off the East Coast. After leaving the military, he became a lawyer, he became an MP, and he became a minister. You know, when he became the MP and walked down the House of Commons for the very first time, he was led by Whitby's very own, the Honorable Jim Flaherty. He knows our great country. He has served our great country, and he's ready to lead our great country. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me in joining the next Prime Minister of Canada, the winner of last night's debate, Durham's very own, Honorable Erin O'Toole. Woo!
Good evening, Whitby! It is so great to come home to the Durham region. because there's change coming for Canada, and it starts here in the Durham region. We have a great slate of candidates here in the Durham region, and many of them are with us here tonight. I want to say how proud I am of someone who a few years ago, a business leader, a mom, a passionate advocate, a counselor, came and knocked on doors with me with her children in Curtis. She's going to be the next member of Parliament for Whitby, Malia Shahid. Someone who always puts community first, always helps the neighbors. That's the type of people we need in Ottawa representing this great riding that was represented so well by one of my mentors, the late Jim Flaherty. Malia, I know his Irish eyes will be smiling when you win here in Whitby. It's also great to have my longtime friend and neighbor, Colin Carey in Oshawa. I think Colin's here as well. Thank you, Colin. Arshad Awan from Ajax. Thank you, Arshad. And Philip Lawrence, my neighbor on the other side in Northumberland, Peterborough South, a great member of Parliament. Philip. Colin and Philip are doing an incredible job in Ottawa, and Malia and Arshad will join them to make sure the Durham region has strong voices in Ottawa again across the board. Because there is one other person. Oh yeah, it's me. 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers away. So friends, you know, this has been a tough year and a half for our country. It's been tough on families here in the Durham region, in the GTA, and across Canada. That's why we've been going from town to city, virtually and in person, to share Canada's Conservatives' vision, our plan to secure the future after COVID-19. The reckless election we're in, called by Justin Trudeau as he ignored the Delta variant that he let into our country. The numbers were rising, he ignored it. In the midst of inflation and a cost of living crisis, he ignored it. Abandoned hundreds of people, some cases on the tarmac in Afghanistan, heard those voices, ignored it. Justin Trudeau called this election for himself. But as you know, as Malia and our team here know, this election is actually about you. It's about all Canadian families, and all of you have a very important choice to make. Because this election is here, and our country is at a crossroads. And the two paths out in front of us could not be more different. The first path, the one we're on with Justin Trudeau and the NDP, no plan to address the single most issue facing Canadian families, the skyrocketing cost of living. Mr. Trudeau is presiding over a shrinking economy with rising prices, something we haven't seen for almost 40 years. Who was leading the country then? It was another Trudeau, wasn't it? Justin Trudeau is trying to talk about everything except what is most important to Canadian families. Neither Justin Trudeau or Jagmeet Singh have a plan to get Canada out of debt. Neither of them care that Justin Trudeau is borrowing $424 million every day. None of them are concerned that inflation is suddenly a problem in this country for the first time in decades. They don't realize that skyrocketing costs hit families, hit seniors, hit people that see their wages shrinking and costs going up. But at that crossroads, friends, there is another path. The path of Canada's Conservative. A passionate team focused relentlessly on creating jobs, giving families a break, tackling the housing and cost of living crisis, and making Canada united again. This election is about who has a plan to get our country back on track in all sectors and in all regions of the country, to make housing more affordable, to cut hospital wait times, to get the country back on its feet and back to work. This election is about who you think can secure the future for your family and for all Canadians. As Malia said, I was proud. The first time I really moved away from the Durham region was to join the Canadian Armed Forces. Unlike Mr. Trudeau, I did a few things before I showed up in Parliament. And I learned so many lessons serving alongside incredible men and women from all backgrounds, all cultures, all faiths, all orientations, putting the country first, putting their life on the line. But the biggest lesson I learned is that before you launch any mission, you have to have a plan. And right now, friends, our mission is the recovery of Canada after the worst health and economic crisis in our history. And we have a plan to tackle that crisis, Canada's recovery plan. Our plan will get our economy firing on all cylinders. We will secure jobs by recovering the 1 million jobs lost in the pandemic and more in 1 year. We will secure accountability by enacting the toughest anti-corruption laws to clean up the mess in Ottawa. People ask me, why do you need the toughest anti-corruption laws? Because we've had the most corrupt government in Canadian history. We will secure mental health, something that's touched all families and all communities. With our National Mental Health Action Plan, we will show compassionate conservatism and lead by example. Our fourth pillar, amen indeed. Our fourth pillar, we will secure the country by building capacity here at home to handle any future crisis. We will learn the lessons and we will be ready. And friends, we will secure our economy by balancing the budget over the next decade because it is wrong to burden so much debt on the shoulders of our children and our grandchildren. Friends, now is the time for the plan. Now is the time for a Prime Minister who actually gets things done. And now is the time for a Prime Minister from the GTA. And what's the alternative? There's no alternative. You're right. But let me suggest one, because not everyone has made up their mind across this country yet. The alternative is more of the same with Justin Trudeau. More reckless spending, more insider deals, more ethical scandals, more entitlement, and no plan for the future. We have strong social services and a safety net to help our neighbor in this country, and to keep that, we need a strong and growing economy. This is the principle at the heart of Canada's recovery plan. The goal of economic policy is not just wealth creation. The goal is solidarity and the wellness of families, because strong and well families build strong and great communities like Whitby. And under Justin Trudeau, we have record debt, high unemployment, higher taxes. Under Justin Trudeau, our economy is shrinking and prices are growing. We're already seeing on a daily basis the impact of inflation. It is driving up the cost of everything. Folks commuting from Brooklyn or Whitby into the city to work, gas is going up. The cost of groceries is going up. The cost of school, back to school clothes for the kids is going up. Everything is going up except your paycheck. Justin Trudeau is making your life less affordable today, and he expects your children and grandchildren to pay back his debts tomorrow. We cannot afford more of the same. From day one, a Conservative government will work relentlessly to make life more affordable for you and your family. And we will start and end the year with a month-long GST holiday this December. Giving you a break and in the process helping bricks and mortar retailers that need our business. We will work hard to get your phone and internet bills down with more competition. We will get your grocery bills down. And we know the housing crisis here in the GTA has gotten worse every one of the 6 years of Justin Trudeau. Every one. I couldn't afford a home here in the Durham region anymore. Canada's recovery plan will open up federal lands, build more homes, help first-time home buyers get more purpose-built rental housing built, and we will stop foreign money from making our housing crisis worse. Our plan will get 1 million new homes built over the next 3 years so that more families, more young people, can find a home in their community that they can afford. And we will get shovels in the ground on transit. Justin Trudeau sat on billions of infrastructure dollars, and he waited until he called an election to fund Ontario's GTA transit plan. A Conservative government will immediately get to work building critical transit projects like the GO expansion project. We will deliver all-day two-way GO rail service every 15 minutes to Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, to Oshawa, and eventually to Bowmanville. And you know why I'll deliver on that promise? Because I used to take the Lakeshore East line to work as a commuting dad right here from Durham. And last but not least, I know families are waiting hours in hospital emergency rooms for the care they need. There's backlog of surgeries. There's real stress on our frontline heroes that have been there for us. After coming through a pandemic, only Canada's Conservatives are prepared to make the historic, once-in-a-generation investment necessary to shore up our public healthcare system. We will invest an additional $60 billion over the next 10 years through federal health transfers. We will immediately expand help for mental health and wellness treatment as per our Canada Recovery Plan. Hear, hear. Friends, it is time we had a Prime Minister who personally knows and understands the challenges facing our communities. It's time for your voices to be heard in Ottawa. I will fight for you and for every community across Durham, across the GTA, and across Canada, because every single family deserves a recovery after COVID-19. Look at this evening. Sun's going down. We've had a tough 18 months, but we are truly blessed to live in Canada, are we not? I love this country, and I know that you do too. Canada is the greatest country in the world. Millions of Canadians have come to Canada to build a life for their family, and in the process, they help build this incredible country. We see that here in Whitby. We see that across the Greater Toronto Area. We see this in the towns and cities across Canada. We're not a perfect country. No country is. We have challenges we must confront, from the fourth wave of the pandemic to making real progress on reconciliation with Indigenous peoples to tackling inequalities in our society. But as Canadians, we're going to do this together. Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh always seem to want to tear the country down, always focusing on only where we've fallen short and never where we have stepped up. Well, friends, I want to build our country up. I want your help to inspire Canadians to build a stronger and more united Canada, to ensure that all our people experience the true north strong and free. We are committed to the work of building a better Canada because we love and owe so much to the country of Canada and the freedom and opportunity it has provided us. Hear, hear. My true patriot love is why I'm here, so thank you for saying that. Friends, before I end, there's no better comparison between the current Prime Minister and my asking for your trust to be the next one than this. When he was first running to be Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau was asked what country he most admired. Do you remember what his answer was? Well, friends, now I'm running to be Prime Minister, and I want to assure you the country that I most admire is the country I've tried to work hard for every day of my life, Canada. I believe that Canada's best days are on the horizon. I believe we can bring hope and unity back to this country. We can create 1 million good jobs in the next year. We can give families and seniors the break they need. We can make real progress on equality and reconciliation. We can recover our economy, but most importantly, we can recover our hope for the future and our belief in each other. And we're going to do that with Canada's recovery plan. My friends, Canada's Conservatives have the plan that our country needs at this critical time in our history. We've got the team that our country needs here in Whitby and across the country. So let's secure the future. Let's get to work. Thank you.